Ominous Games, and our latest project is Mind Over Matter. I'm Samantha Stolke, Technical Director of the team, responsible for programming and hardware integration.
Hi, I'm Josh Bellick, Creative Director. My role is to handle the artistic efforts and sound design for the project.
And I'm Owen Meyer, Lead Designer. My job involves puzzle and mechanic design, as well as game balancing and quality assurance.
This fall, we've been developing Mind Over Matter, an immersive game experience that gives users telekinetic powers. Players control the game entirely through the use of their brainwaves and eye movements, leveraging the power of the NeuroSky Mindwave mobile headset and the Tobii IXI tracker. In Mind Over Matter, you are able to levitate objects by controlling your level of concentration, guiding them through a series of obstacle courses to unlock new challenges and achieve mental mastery.
Our idea came partially out of necessity, as we iterated on several potential concepts based on the hardware at our disposal for development. We came up with a variety of different designs, but ultimately decided that a superpower simulation would be interesting. The Force power used in Star Wars was a major influence for our design, and we wanted to make the experience feel as immersive as possible.
Mind Over Matter has three primary goals. Our first goal is to offer an immersive and engaging experience. While Mind Over Matter is a serious game with the intent of brain training, we still want users to have fun. We believe that with the hardware we are using, we can make users feel as if they really have telekinetic superpowers. Focus training is also an important goal for our project. Our challenging gameplay aims to improve cognitive strength by testing players and their ability to maintain a certain mental focus level. Finally, Mind Over Matter is highly accessible and enjoyable to people with limited game experience or those who have physical disabilities due to the hands-free nature of our design. For flexibility, we offer the traditional mouse and keyboard form of interaction as well.
Our primary audience is college students aiming to improve their focus for lectures and studying. A secondary target for our design is older adults who would be looking for a brain training game to improve or maintain cognitive health. Our tertiary audience is younger children, whose parents would be looking to purchase the game to improve their child's focusing abilities in the interest of enhancing their academic performance. Because of the interaction scheme we have developed, the game is accessible to both players with minimal gaming experience, as no prior knowledge of existing control schemes is required, and players with physical disabilities that may prevent them from using typical input devices. Existing brain training games like Lumosity and Brain Age are designed as a series of minigames or even test-type interactions meant to train certain cognitive skills, rather than as a cohesive gaming experience. Previous research has indicated that more traditional game-like approaches may actually be more effective in improving cognitive skill, however. Thus, we have approached Mind Over Matter's development as a continuous gameplay experience rather than a disjointed series of challenges.
Prior to completing our current prototype, we conducted fairly comprehensive background research to assess previous work in the domain of serious games for cognitive training and games which use non-traditional input. Through this work, we developed a better understanding of how we would tackle certain design challenges, such as tutorialization, maximizing user comfort, and improving accessibility. We also conducted a small online questionnaire surveying the opinions of prospective young adult users on novel game hardware, interaction, game feedback, and audio in the context of a focus training game. From this questionnaire, we derived a number of insights informing our interface and audio design. During this exploratory phase, we created a low-fidelity digital prototype of our core mechanics in Unity, using proxy input from the mouse and keyboard to develop a coarse estimation of key interactions in Mind Over Matter. Alongside this prototype, we completed a task analysis, defining the key gameplay and user requirements that our system would need to support. We designed a number of distinct puzzles using a set of basic obstacles sequenced to provide players with a gradual difficulty curve, and validated our core interactions through the use of paper prototypes before refining our digital version. After implementing the Tobii and NeuroSky APIs, we conducted informal internal testing to ensure that the hardware was working as expected. We then set up a system for switching between different inputs, allowing users to play with any combination of the NeuroSky, Tobii, mouse, and keyboard. To support our accessibility objective, we also implemented an optional hands-free mode for the game, where all interaction, including menu navigation, can be completed through eye movements and blinking. This makes the game more accessible, for example, to players with musculoskeletal impairments. Our completed prototype includes 12 levels in addition to a menu system, level selection minigame, and tutorial sequence.
Using the Tobii Eye Tracker in conjunction with the NeuroSky Mindwave, players can control our central game object, the cube, by maintaining a certain level of concentration. Once under player control, the cube will constantly move toward their gaze point. Concentration levels are indicated by the color of the cube, where blue represents relative relaxation and red represents high levels of concentration. Obstacles such as pegs and walls will emerge throughout each level. Players must be aware of these obstacles and navigate around them while avoiding direct eye contact, as this will break your control of the cube. Additionally, we have concentration zones that the player must pass through. The colors match the level of concentration the player must maintain while carrying the cube through the zone. Failure to do so will knock the cube from the player's mental grasp. These obstacles are combined throughout each level in a logical way, defining a linear curve in difficulty progression. Our sound design was inspired by the thematic nature and minimalist aesthetic of our game, as well as being influenced by the feedback we received from our online questionnaire. Users informed us that, when trying to focus, they preferred background music to be either ambient or instrumental. So, we opted to use lo-fi ambient background music, similar to the atmospheric sounds you would hear in a sci-fi soundtrack. Feedback in the form of low-frequency humming helps the user understand their current focus level and control over the cube, providing additional feedback to support visual indicators. Sound design also has an impact on the challenging gameplay in Mind Over Matter. Additional spatial sound effects, such as doors creaking and metal clanking against the ground, serve as potential distractions. Let's listen in. The sound effects will become more prevalent as the player progresses through each level, acting as an additional layer of difficulty.
We performed a pilot user test session with a volunteer from our peer group, where we had them play through all of the game's levels. The test ran for about 1 hour, and once the participant had completed all levels, they were asked to fill in a survey about their experience, and a semi-structured interview was completed. The participant found the game to be fun and interesting, though they did experience mental fatigue from prolonged use of the NeuroSky.
Our immediate future goal for Mind Over Matter is to conduct additional testing to validate the prototype's usability and user experience. Following from this, we would like to expand upon our current version by implementing additional challenge levels, refining our audio design, and improving game feedback by providing a contextual hint system helping users to more effectively modulate their concentration. Additionally, we hope to integrate an adaptive difficulty setting that allows users to customize the experience to their own personal skill level, better supporting the tool's potential as a tailored focus training solution. To validate the potential of Mind Over Matter as a serious game, we plan to conduct pre- and post-test diary-type studies with our target audience over a protracted period of regular interaction, assessing the game's viability to improve cognitive control over time. Ultimately, we hope to provide an experience that is not only fun, but useful and accessible. We've learned a lot over the course of our development, and we're very excited to continue working on Mind Over Matter.